Hi, it's Kid Finlay Bates here, and video 3 in a series on invention, innovation and blockchain. And in the previous two I looked at what is innovation and invention, and how can you take an invention to market and actually make a profit out of it. So in this one I'm going to look at the possibilities that blockchain may offer to inventors, and also some of the problems that need to be resolved. And what I'm going to start off by doing is looking at the open source movement, and in particular NPM, which is the Node Package Manager. It's an open source repository linked in to the Node.js ecosystem that allows people to quickly and easily download and use various JavaScript packages in the Node environment. And lots of people contribute to these packages out of the goodness of their heart. You don't, as a contributor, actually make any money off it. And this is all very well if you're a recent college graduate with no family responsibilities and spare time on your hand. It's a bit trickier when you're in your late 40s and you have a large family and you have to bring in a regular income in order to pay heating bills and food and mortgage payments. So how could you build an equivalent system that allowed open source programmers to make some kind of profit off their work? And the thing that immediately springs to my mind, and probably most of the people who follow my videos, is that is there something that blockchain could do to help here? Because the existing system has more problems than just not providing immediate financial reward to such programmers. There was an example a while back where a programmer had contributed a very small piece of code, it was about 11 lines, that added left padded spaces to lines on web pages. And he picked a bad package name for one of his later projects. And when I say bad, he picked one that some other company had a trademark on, and they threatened to sue. NPM sided with the suer rather than with the programmer, and he withdrew all his packages. And one of them was this tiny package, and it broke the internet for 2 hours until NPM put back the package that he deleted. And it caused quite a lot of trouble, and it made a lot of people think about how is this system actually working, and why is it so fragile, and how could it have been avoided? And of course it could have been avoided if there had been some way of compensating programmers so that they actually were being appreciated for the work that they did. At the moment they're doing it for the kudos and for the reputation that it gains them. And if you feel slighted by the system and you decide to pack up your bags and leave, as that example shows, and I'll put a link in the comments below to an article about it, the system is quite fragile. And that's always the case when you have a system that is effectively built on egos. So would the same thing have happened if that particular programmer had been seeing a regular income stream coming in? Would he have pulled an irrelevant other package from his whole panoply of software repositories if it was actually making money? And I would say probably not. So how could he have been rewarded? Well, that'll be the topic of the next video. See you then. Bye for now.